What if I told you that some women in the 1950s had beauty secrets so unusual, so forgotten, that modern skincare companies would never dare advertise them today? Yet some of those tricks may actually work better than expensive creams sitting on store shelves right now. Picture America in the 1950s. Shiny chrome bathrooms, glowing Hollywood stars, handwritten beauty recipes passed from mother to daughter, and women standing in front
The
of foggy
packaging on these
mirrors
older
late at night
pieces is
trying to
always so
preserve
elegant.
soft skin
Who
without
knew?
lasers, filters,
They truly
or
don't make
luxury
them like this
skincare
anymore.
brands. Back then, beauty wasn't about influencers or complicated 10-step routines. It was personal, secretive, sometimes strange. And in many homes, women trusted homemade remedies more than doctors. Tonight we're opening the forgotten beauty cabinet of the 1950s and uncovering skincare tricks that quietly vanished with time, but may still surprise you today. Some are genius, some are shocking, and one of them became so controversial that magazines slowly stopped talking about it altogether. So before we begin, take a second to subscribe and join our growing community of curious women who love vintage beauty, forgotten history, and timeless self-care secrets. Because by the end of this video, you may never look at your skincare routine the same way again. In the early 1950s, beauty standards were intense. Women were expected to look polished at all times, even while cleaning the house or grocery shopping. Soft skin, rosy cheeks, glossy hair, and a youthful face were seen almost like a social requirement. But here's what made that era fascinating. Most ordinary women couldn't afford luxury beauty salons. So instead, they created powerful beauty rituals inside their own homes, using ingredients hidden in kitchens, refrigerators, and medicine cabinets. And one of the most famous forgotten tricks began with something unbelievably simple: cold cream. Today it sounds harmless, maybe even old-fashioned. But in the 1950s, cold cream was practically sacred. Women used thick, creamy formulas every single night, massaging them deeply into the skin for several minutes before bed. Some believed the longer you massaged your face, the younger you would stay. Mothers taught daughters to never rush the process. Hollywood actresses reportedly used upward circular motions for 10 full minutes every evening to fight gravity. Imagine standing under soft yellow bathroom lights, jazz music playing quietly in the background, while carefully massaging rich cream into your face after a long day. It became more than skincare. It became ritual. But here's the strange part. Some women mixed cold cream with unexpected ingredients to make it stronger. A few added lemon juice for brightness. Others secretly added tiny amounts of honey for softness. And according to old beauty columns from the era, some women even chilled metal spoons in the freezer and pressed them under their eyes before applying cream to reduce puffiness. Decades later, modern beauty influencers would accidentally rediscover similar methods and call them luxury hacks. But the women of the 1950s were already doing it long before social media existed. And that wasn't even the most surprising secret, because hidden inside old beauty magazines was another skincare trick that sounds almost unbelievable today. Women used ice cubes directly on their faces before makeup, not once in a while, every morning. They believed ice could tighten the skin, shrink pores, and create a smooth, flawless finish before powder and foundation. Some women wrapped the ice in soft cloth, while others rubbed it directly onto the cheeks until the skin turned pink. Beauty editors claimed it helped makeup last longer under hot studio lights and summer heat. And honestly, if you've ever seen photographs of actresses from that era, Their skin often looked incredibly smooth despite the limited products available at the time. But beauty in the 1950s also came with pressure. Women constantly worried about aging. Fine lines were treated almost like an emergency. There was fear around looking tired, worn out, or older than expected. And because modern cosmetic procedures didn't exist yet, women searched desperately for homemade alternatives. One bizarre method involved egg whites. Yes, raw egg whites. Women would separate the egg, whip the whites slightly, then spread a thin layer across their faces before important events or parties. As the egg dried, it tightened the skin temporarily, creating what many described as a natural facelift. Some swore by it, before dates, weddings, or family photographs. Others absolutely hated the smell, but continued using it anyway, because they believed the results were worth it. Imagine the pressure women felt back then, sitting in front of mirrors applying raw egg to their skin just to appear younger for one evening. Yet strangely enough, modern skincare still uses proteins inspired by similar concepts today. And while some of these tricks sound harmless, others became controversial over time. Certain women started experimenting with harsher ingredients they believed could erase imperfections completely. Old beauty culture often pushed dangerous ideas hidden behind glamorous advertising. Some creams promised to bleach freckles. Others claimed they could permanently whiten skin tones. Beauty companies preyed on insecurity, convincing women they needed to correct perfectly natural features. Thankfully, many of those harmful trends disappeared with time. But it reveals something powerful about the era. Women were willing to try almost anything in the search for confidence, beauty, and acceptance. And maybe that's why these forgotten skincare stories still feel emotional today. They weren't just about beauty. They were about hope. Hope that a cream, a ritual, or a mirror reflection could somehow change how the world treated you. Now here's where the story becomes even more fascinating. Some nighttime skincare rituals from the 1950s accidentally aligned with modern dermatology advice. Women were told to gently cleanse the face before sleep every single night, no matter how tired they felt. Makeup left overnight was considered disastrous for the skin. They used soft towels, warm steam, and slow cleansing routines long before self-care nights became trendy online. In fact, many women believed nighttime was when true beauty work happened. During the day, makeup created appearance, but during the night, skincare created transformation. That mindset still exists today, just hidden under different product names and expensive branding. And if you're enjoying uncovering these forgotten beauty secrets, make sure you like the video and subscribe right now, because the next section reveals one of the strangest homemade anti-aging tricks women secretly used before glamorous parties. And when you hear what ingredient they placed on their faces, you may never look at your kitchen the same way again. By the late 1950s, beauty culture had become almost theatrical. Women weren't simply applying makeup anymore. They were building entire rituals around the idea of transformation. Bedrooms and bathrooms turned into private beauty studios filled with powders, perfumes, curling pins, handwritten notes, and secret remedies whispered between sisters and friends. And while advertisements showed smiling, perfect housewives with flawless skin, the reality behind closed doors was far more fascinating. Many women were experimenting with unusual homemade treatments that beauty brands would never openly recommend today. Some worked surprisingly well, while others sounded like scenes from an old Hollywood mystery. One forgotten ritual began before sunrise. Women would wake up early, tie their hair back with silk scarves, and begin what magazines called morning awakening treatments. Instead of reaching immediately for makeup, they believed the skin needed stimulation first.